What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm trying to tackle a clicking noise that I have been having for like a couple weeks now, and this clicking noise only occurs when I'm taking off like from a stop. So I took a video the other day and it pretty much sounds like this. That clicking noise right there. You hear it? So I got underneath my truck and I tried to spin the tires. But this tire is like a little bit hard to spin too. So one day we're gonna pull that off because I think there's like a lot of sand in there. But yeah, I pretty much tried to like spin the drive shaft to determine if it's something in the diff or my actual drive shaft. And I know definitely that my U-joints are pretty shot right now. Because of how much plate there is, and my top part U-joint. And I also noticed that my slip yoke, there's like play in it too. I don't know if you guys can see it, but to be honest, I changed my U-joints like 3 to 4 times already. Because first of all, this is a one-piece drive shaft, and do you guys see the angles? So my rear part is pretty much perpendicular with my pinion angle of my whole rear axle. Or sorry, not perpendicular but parallel, so it's going straight. Whereas the transfer case angle for the output flange going this way, and then the drive shaft points down. I still need to get a whiteboard for the garage, so because it makes explaining things easier. But you know what, we'll use some cardboard today and a Milwaukee marker. So my transfer case is pretty much coming out like this, and my drive shaft is pretty much going like this and going down, and my rear diff is pretty much shaped like this. So my whole setup right now, the angles are all wrong. If you guys look at Tom Wood's website, you guys would learn a lot of information about how to set up a one-piece drive shaft, because I never even know this kind of stuff. But I'm here to tell you guys, or share some information that I found out. So if your setup is like this, then you would actually need like, it's called a double cardan joint. I don't know how to draw them, but pretty much what I have is a single U-joint and a single U-joint at the front flange and at the rear flange. But a single U-joint setup for a drive shaft is pretty much supposed to be like this. You have your diff and your transfer case, and your drive shaft. But pretty much your flanges at your end are supposed to be parallel with each other, meaning the transfer case and your diff supposed to be parallel, and the whole angle of your shaft, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they said it's supposed to be within 10 degrees or less. But I'm pretty sure this thing ain't no 10 degrees. Well, first of all, the angles are wrong because this thing runs parallel with the shaft instead of running parallel with the transfer case. Alright, I just figure I pull it up for you guys from their website. But see, you see how this is parallel with this, with the transfer case part? That's what I was talking about. Proper geometry for a conventional 2-joint drive shaft. 1, 2 joint. And this is what I need, because the axle is pretty much parallel with the whole shaft itself. So you need this CV part, which I don't have, which is also called a double cardan joint. Because this is how my stuff is set up right now. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys' drive shaft angle is pretty much like this because of how, you know, when you put rear blocks and they're tapered, it lifts up the pinion angle. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I never know about this kind of stuff. I pretty much just brought my drive shaft to the drive shaft shop and told them, can you guys make me a one piece? And I thought everything would have been well. But to be honest, I gave up changing the U-joints. I'm gonna just leave it because eventually I want to get a new drive shaft, a Tom Woods one this time, with the double cardan joint. I gotta save money for that, so please subscribe. But about that slip yoke part, when I made this drive shaft, I got it done back in like 2019 or somewhere around there. You guys can go back in the videos and figure out when I got it done. But if you guys do go back to those videos, you guys can kind of see the height difference, because back then I wasn't this high. I mean, I'm still not that high, or I'm not even high to begin with. I'm not even high because we don't do drugs around here. But yeah, because you know when you lift your truck, yeah, when you lift your truck, your drive shaft gets shorter. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then you guys know, but if not, just trust me, it does. That's why some people put this. This is a drive shaft spacer. Your drive shaft gets shorter because you're lifting your truck and this thing moves down. You know? It moves down, and your slip yoke, or as your other end moves down, it kind of stretches. So your slip yoke thingy over here comes out, which can cause stuff like this where you have slip yoke clunking, which I'm hoping that I have right now, which was that clunking or clicking thingy. aside from my U-joints, but my U-joints, I give up on that already. But it doesn't hurt to just put a drive shaft spacer, so that's what I'm gonna do today and show you guys inside here, because I pulled it out like last week when I was investigating, and this thing is super dry inside. So I'm gonna pull out this shaft real quick and show you guys what's up. So I got the shaft out, and I also put a tape to where the slip yoke was sitting at before I removed it, just so we know. And I also actually took the truck out around the block and drove it in 4-wheel drive, but it's pretty much just front-wheel drive without the rear shaft. And I haven't heard any clicking or clunking or whatever, so I guess that confirms the noise coming from the shaft, I hope. So it's like right here. You can see that. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like still choke play. And this is how it looks like. Super dry in there, with no grease at all. I'm not too sure if it's supposed to be like over here or something, I don't know. Well, we're gonna try and take the tape off and see how far this thing can go, because from what I heard is that it's supposed to sit like right in the middle. So I guess this right here is bottomed out. Just gonna mark that. And I guess this is like where the stuff is maxed. So it's supposed to sit like right there, I guess. But I was here, but it's supposed to be here. So if we put it in at where it's at right now in the middle, there's not really any, I mean there's still a little play, but less play. There's not really any play anymore. Wow, that's way better compared to where it was over here. You hear that? So hopefully the drive shaft spacer helps it out. Before we're gonna put this back together, I'm gonna apply some grease onto this thing. Gonna coat it because there was like no grease at all. Hey JV. Oh, it's JV. Oh big, yeah. And put some in here too. So after you grease it, then you put this back, and remember to line it up. She tight dog.
Nairo. Dapat ceiling ring.
Now I'm putting my ears up already. Oh, she tight dog. So the slip yoke is way more tighter, and it doesn't have play like it used to, so that's a good thing. And now we're ready to throw this thing back on. So we got the drive shaft on, along with the drive shaft spacer. So now the slip yoke is more towards the middle, where it should be. And this thing is pretty solid. So yeah.
Test drive. Test drive. Whose car is that? Ugly that one over there. Wow, Dodo that one. Ghetto rig. Cheers, dog. Cherry dog. Super Chacha next.
So we are home now, and the drive shaft spacer and greasing the slip yoke did help for the most part, but it's like the little drive shaft lesson you guys heard earlier in this vid. I still want to get a new shaft. So yeah, well, we're gonna close out this video here.
Vegas, we coming, baby.
Say hi to JV Struck again. If this video gets 10,000 views, he said he's gonna take out his rear block and squat it. So don't forget to share this vid so we can get 10,000 views. What? You have anything to say? Huh?
What was the deal? If they get 10,000 what?
If this video gets 10,000 views, then he'll take off his rear blocks and squat his truck.
Oh. I down. For the boys, try me.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. Peace. Yeah.